Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a fun video. I'm confident it's going to be fun. I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be doing a fun fold card, and before I dive into what that card is, I want to briefly cover the new end colors that's going to be released next month. I'm not quite sure if I'm more excited about the fun fold we're going to do or the fact that these beautiful colors. I had not anticipated falling in love with these colors, and I'm super happy with it. Then plus, Stampin' Up! Has the new stamp ink pads. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they are magnetic. If you guys are familiar with Close to My Heart, it mirrors those stamp sets that they used to carry, and the foam pad is completely different, which I'm loving it. It's like you either like it or you don't, I think, and I love it because it helps prevent you from smooshing your whole stamp block and getting the whole block full of ink. It's a lot of firmness to it, and you don't have to press hard. You really don't, but I'm really pleased with it. This is Peaceful Pine. We're going to actually be using that today in the video, so I'm going to put that off to the side. Crisp Cantaloupe, kind of in the peachy family. Not going to use the ink, but we are going to use the cardstock. Then the Barely Blush, and it is Barely. It is definitely a good name for it. Then the Golden Glow, which has been kind of comical for me, this is probably the most used cardstock. I did not anticipate it, but I've gone through quite a bit of cardstock, making cards using that. And then the one that I thought would be my all-time favorite that I have used the least, at least for right now, is the Hydrangea Hue. All right, so let me bring over what the products that we're going to be using. I need to make a birthday card, so I'm going to use that Happy Birthday. And this is another one that's online release. Exclusive that will be released in May. It's Winnie the Pooh, Sweet Old Friends, and I'll bring over the paper here in just a second. But let me tell you, if you guys love Winnie the Pooh, do not hesitate once this gets released, because I anticipate it, just because of the popularity of it, that it will be sold out quickly. It'll come back, you know, don't worry, it definitely will come back. But you know, if you really want it, don't wait, just do it. Don't even think about it, just do it. So the Winnie the Pooh, I'm going to show you the stamp set. Now, we're not, in this card that I'm going to make, we're not going to be doing any stamping, but I just wanted to show it to you because he's so stinking cute. We are going to be using a couple of the dies. And then part of the suite, you get the DSP, you get this bundle. Oops. You're going to get another bundle, which is the Sweet Words and Label. We're going to be using 2 of the sentiments. And then part of that bundle is the frames, the labels. And we're actually going to be using one of them. I already cut it out, but it's one of these. There's a lot here. I mean, look at all those frames. And it doesn't have to be used just for this set, right? I mean, this is just a it's a good bundle to keep in your stash, I believe. And then part of the suite, you also get an embossing folder, and this is the 100 Acre Woods 3D. See that? Now let me bring over that gorgeous DSP. I will quickly show it because we got a lot to cover, but I wanted to share this. I don't know if you can see all of that, but you know, right here, you got, what is it, 3, 6, 7, 8, 8 cards you can make out of this, and you hardly have any waste. And this is the back side of it. You guys can see that. Then we have this beautiful Barely Blush, and then this is the back side, which you could use the frames and cut this out. There's lots of things you can do. I don't believe the dies match. I'm pretty sure they do not, but definitely you make lots of cards out of this image. And then the woods here, this is the back side. Now, I will confess, I love this, first of all, but I really was challenged on how to maximize the layout of this, and we're going to do it in this card that I'm going to be making. But I just thought it was really pretty. It was different, unique. I loved it. I'm real pleased with it. In that soft color too, which is great for these in colors. And then the front side or back side of this, all those images. Love it. And then the cloud. And then this is the back side. Now, the dies that I showed you, the dies do match. You can die cut all of these out. So, oh my gosh, look at all these. And we're going to actually be using some of them. So, you definitely can maximize use of your DSP. And then this one is the back side of this. Let me turn this over. And then those dies will actually cut all of these out. So, look at all these cards. That's a lot of cards, right? And I just thought that was so pretty with that. All right, so I think I'm done with that. So let me bring over what we're going to need, and I want to show you first what fun fold we're going to be using. Now, I did do a video previously. I needed a birthday card for my grandson, and it's the book front fun fold, and this is what we're going to be making, but I changed it up, and we're going to be making a gift card holder. All right, and let me bring everything that we need over. And actually, before I actually dive into it, let me show you what I made with the book front fun fold using the suite that I just showed you, the Winnie the Pooh suite. So I wanted to put, like this one, I put the pages up at the top, or I wanted to put the pages down at the bottom. A lot of videos are doing that. And I used the metallic gold, the shiny, so it gives you that, in those books that have that sheen to it. And then just a die cut, and I used that, I mean, it's already done. It was easy peasy. And then the inside, I decorated it. I wanted to use the stamps. And the honeybee, there's actually a die. You can see right here, there's a die that actually cuts that out. And I thought, wow, I can use that as a stencil. This is thick Whisper White, and that's exactly what I did. I just took my blending brush, and I just went all over. I just thought it was kind of a cool technique. So that's one book front fun fold. That's my name to it. I don't know what else to call it. But then I kept looking at it, and it was like, I need more, I'm going to call real estate from the flap. So these are my measurements that I'm going to be giving to you. But I loved it. I fell in love with it. And I thought, oh my gosh, this would be great for Christmas. So I know we're in April, but I had to make a Christmas card because I know that if I didn't make it right now, that come Christmas time, when I start actually doing all my cards, I'm going to forget about this fun fold. And I just fell in love with it. So I re-engineered the measurements to where the spine, I call it the spine, is a little bit narrow, and then it makes this a little bit more real estate, okay? And then the pages here are a little bit more narrow because I wanted to make this a little bit longer, okay? And I did put the page at the bottom. Now, I don't think you can see in the video, but this is the gold metallic untouched, and I did not like the super shine to it, so I took my sanding block and just lightly in one direction, I just basically roughed it up so that it actually had a finish to it, that it looks like it was a worn book. And I did it with all of the gold. I put the gold in the corners, and the die is actually from the Sweet Labels, and probably can't tell in the video, but the edging I lightly, using my blending brush, I lightly shaded using Old Olive going around here, and then also in the label, and it was just enough to allow it to pop. And then the inside, I've got an old embossing folder that's got some words. I don't remember the name of it. It's pretty old. And I went on and embossed, and you really couldn't see it. So I took my dauber with the Secret C and just slightly went over that. So this is my inspiration for the video today, using this measurements. However, we're going to do a gift card holder. All right, so I wanted to bring these over to show it to you. All right, whew, we got a lot. So I did some die cutting because I want to use those pieces. And we've got some gold foil here. And the tree stump we're going to actually use. This is done in crumb cake and pecan pie. So I'm going to put him over here. And I need a gift card. So I got a gift card to use. All right, we've got a label that, so I got to remember these new colors. A label that's 2x2 in Peaceful Pine cardstock. Now we have a frame that's 3x4 and in Peaceful Pine. And I did take the die, I die cut it first, and then I put it in the embossing folder to give it that look. And then the piece of DSP, that will, I don't know that I gave you my measurements, but I think you can see them here. It's 2 3/4 by 4, and that's going to actually go behind here. And then we've got some scrap. Now I am using Very Vanilla because of this DSP. The background is the Very Vanilla instead of that stark white. So I need a piece of scrap for the sentiment. And that's about a 1/2 inch. I don't even know what the length is. It might be 3.5 or 4 inches. All right, so we're going to do some stamping there. Then to hold the gift card, I need a band wrap. It's what I'm calling the band wrap. And this is done in Very Vanilla. And that's 6 by 1/2 inch. All right, put that up there. Then the pages. And if you watch my soccer video when I did this, hopefully it made sense. You want to start out with a piece of scrap. This is Very Vanilla. You want to start out with a piece of scrap that measures like this, 4 by 2. But once you're done doing all your scoring, you actually want to cut it down to 5/8 of an inch. I did it wider so that you could actually hold the paper as you're doing your scoring, so you're not fumbling with that. I'm going to put this over here because I think we're going to do the scoring as soon as I'm done telling you what we're using here. The, what I call this, crisp cantaloupe is a piece of scrap because I'm going to be using a punch. That is the Keeping Tabs punch. We're going to be using that. So we need scrap. I can put the scrap over here. And then the holder is the crisp cantaloupe, and that is going to measure 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then we're going to score at 2.5. So I'm going to put this over here in my score pile. Then we got the base of the card, and it does measure 4 1/8. Yes, it's not 4 1/4, it's 4 1/8. And there's a reason why, but the height of it is 5 1/2. And then we're going to do some scoring. So I'm going to put that over there. And then what I'm calling the base flap, which is, I'm going to show you my Christmas card, which is this, right? That measures 7 by 4 3/4, and we're going to be doing some scoring. All right, so I'm going to put all my scoring things here. All right, let me put all this here. Hopefully it won't get lost. All right, so some extra things you're going to be needing for this is you're going to need a corner rounder. Now, I changed up my corner rounder from my soccer video, and there's a reason why, because I'm going to do the corner round a little bit different. You need a hole punch. This one is... not a hole punch, yeah, circle punch, sorry. Circle punch measures 3/4. You're going to need a pencil, and you're going to need an X-Acto knife. If what's in my head's going to turn out, you'll need an X-Acto knife. So we shall see what happens. All right, then we're bringing over some sentiments, and we need tear and tape, since we're going to be making a holder, we need that. All right, so let's do, what are we going to do? Let's do stamping. And then I can get, since we're only doing a couple things that are stamped and punched, and then I can make some space here, I think. Hopefully that's not going to mess you up. All right, let me put this over there. All right, so using this Peaceful Pine, I want to do the sentiment. What sentiment did I decide? You deserve a little treat. And you don't have to press hard on, think you guys, just, quite honestly, I'm basically just dropping it, not dropping it, but just putting it right on there, and then that's it. And it's soaking up. It's perfect. No more smooshing. And then clean that up. And I want, let's see. I need to punch before I stamp. Let me close this so I don't dip my fingers. All right. So I need a pull tab. And I need the punch. So I'm just going to punch it. All right. Done with that. All right. So I want to stamp the sentiment that says, "Oh, bother." Isn't that what Winnie the Pooh always said? Isn't it Winnie the Pooh? I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched it. All right. So I'm going to ink. There's a curve right in here. I'm going to ink it kind of close to the top. Hopefully I did that centered. Now it's a little blotchy. I didn't do a very good job pressing, but I think it'll be okay. All right. And I probably didn't prime my my stamp either. All right. We're going to need this again, so I'm just going to leave this here off to the side. All right, so we're done with that. All right, so let's do some scoring. And let's do the base. Bring out my score. Now, you know, usually I use my Score Pal, but I have found that for this fun fold, it works really well by using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I think you guys can see it. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. Now, this is the base. And on the short side, we want to score at 5/8. I got to think about where 5/8 is. 5/8. Score it. And then 3/4. Slide that down to 3/4. I go over it several times. I don't push real hard. It's just a habit that I've done with that. So I'm going to put this over there. So I scored here, right? And as I was talking, I don't know if you guys noticed it, I flipped it over. So before I do anything else with this, the narrow side, which right here is the score, I want to use my corner round the left top and the left bottom. All right, and that creates the book. All right, I do this because this corner punch, sometimes the paper gets stuck. So it's just a thing that I started doing. All right, so that's good there. We're done with that. So the next thing we want to bring over is what I'm calling the base flap, which is this part, right? So we want to score that on the long side, and we want to score that at 3.5. If I cut this right, I think I did. Do that, 3.5. And then get your bone folder and just go ahead and let's just start prepping all these things. Fold it and give it a good burnish. All right, so we're done with that. All right, moving on. All right, next, let's see here. We've got our holder. Let me get rid of that. Which we're going to score on the long side at 2 1/2. So 2 1/2 is right here. Now, I don't have any two-tone cardstock yet with the new ink colors, but you certainly, if you want to make this a little bit thinner, like I did in one other video. I don't remember what video I did, but I actually used two-tone. If it's too bulky, you can always change that up. So let me go ahead and fold that since I got my bone folder. And you want to make sure that it's even. Try not to fold it crooked, and give that a good burnish. So we're right there. All right, so I think the last of the scoring, and that is to create the pages. So let me bring this over here so I can see my measurements. All right, so we're gonna score. Let's see, I'm gonna go this way. We're going to, you guys can see, I'm going to go that way, right? So I'm scoring on that side. So on the short side, I'm going to start at 1/8, and see, with it having a wider piece, you can hold the paper down and not struggle. Now, I do one all the way across, and then the next measurement is 1/4, and I'm going to skip, and you don't have to lift your bar straight up. There's enough give that when you just lift this up, you can see it. It's just enough. So it's down, up, down, to kind of give it the skip. I mean, it kind of gives you the illusion of pages. All right. So that was at 1/4. So the next is going to be at 3/8, and just random, just skipping it. And then the next one will be at 1/2. And I'm just going to go straight all the way across. And then the next measurement will be at, what will it be? At 5/8. And I'm going to actually cut. So get my score out of the way, close that, and I'm going to actually cut it. All right, so this is scrap. Get rid of that. So here's your page. You can tell it's much thinner than the other ones when you do the sucker measurements. And I think we are done with the trimmer, so I'm going to get rid of that. So we want to corner round. We want to corner round this. Now, I found with this one, let me find the middle. Where's my pencil? I got to find the middle. I'm just going to eyeball the middle. About right in there. I'm just doing a little tick mark so I can see it. What I found is if I slid it in straight like so, just barely put it in there. See, sometimes it gets stuck. That I can do the corner round, and it's kind of squared off here, which is, it reminds me of a book. When you close a book, it has that look. So we did that. That's a little crooked. Not that I need to be precise though, right? But I am. There we go. Much better. Okay. So I think we're done with the corner round. All right. Are we done? Let's see. Let's start building. I think we can start building. Let me bring over. I think we got to do a little bit of stamping, but I got to build first, right? Okay, so this is the base. Got that over there. So this is what I want to do. I want to put this down here. I want the page, where'd it go? I want the page to be up top, this, okay? Like so. And we're going to create a gift card holder. So let me go ahead and let's put the front together. Let me see it coming together. I've not put this together, so I'm not quite sure what's, what's easy, what's not. I'm just not quite sure, but we're just going to go with it. All right, so here's the frame that I already did the die cut in there. Ooh, in the embossing. And I recommend doing die cut and then emboss, because if you do if you emboss and then do the die cut, you're gonna flatten the image, and it's just, you really need the image. So we're gonna glue that flat like so, and I need to see what I'm doing, so I'm just flipping it over and getting my glue. All right, and let's see. Just need a little bit just to make sure that the paper stays, and I think we're going to, let me make sure the tree's right. You don't want to do it upside down. All right, so let me flip it over and see if I got it lined up where I want to see. Yes, we are good. All right, so I want to pop this up. All right, so I'm going to get my dimensionals here. Put some dimensionals. I think 5 ought to do, it'll be fine. I hope you guys enjoy this. I truly hope when you see all this Winnie the Pooh stuff, I just hope it inspires you to order it as soon as it comes out. Lots of new product. Oh my gosh, I'm just super excited about it. Okay, so I don't want to glue this shut yet, but let me go ahead and add tape just so that you guys can see. Now I'm gonna have, here's that band, right? That's gonna slide in there. So you can tell, I think you can tell maybe. You got plenty of room. Obviously you don't need any tape here because it does close, right? So you need a little bit here and you need some down here. Now you don't have to tape the entire area. You can just do, you know, just a little bit here, which is what I'm going to do. And also at the bottom, because this is wide enough, it's not going to fall through. You just need to have a stopper, so to speak. And, you know, you don't have to go crazy with taping up the whole thing. So you can just do it just like that. Like you guys can see, right? And then I'm going to flip this over so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going right smack on the edge. And about right in there. I think that's good. That's it. Okay. Now I'm not going to close it yet because we're going to be playing around to make sure I've got the measurements correct. Because like I said, I've not done this yet, so I'm not sure. Hopefully I did this right. So, all right. So we've got that. And we've got that. Now we want to, how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and work with this since this is in front of me. All right, so this is the gift card holder. I'm going to bring over my gift card. All right, and it's going to fit right in there. So I don't want to tack this down. So I've got a belly band, the band wrap, and I would keep it in place. Keep your gift card in there so you know how much you're going to be, what do I want to say? The bulk of it. So I'm not scoring it. I'm laying the wrap flat and just bending it over. You can do it kind of sort of tight. It's not meant to go anywhere. You certainly don't want it loosey-goosey, okay? So I'm just putting a little bit of glue where the seam is. It's going to be hidden. So you want the seam in the front. Now, if you want, we're going to put a label here. If you want, you can cover it. If you want to put like a message or something like that, you can put that there. Now this label is going to go here. And I'm going to probably just, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole thing flat. And then I'm going to put these words here is what my intent is. So let me do that. Now, you don't have to do it this way. This is a good place where if you want to put your name or, you know, another message or whatever you would like. But I just wanted to do it this way. And then I don't recommend using dimensionals since this is going on the inside, and you do want it to slide in there relatively easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm trimming this to make 2 lines. So you deserve a treat. All right. Let me do that like that. Oops. Well, come on. Silicone mat wants to come with it. And then just like that. Okay. That was appropriate sentiment for a gift card that happens to be Dunkin' Donuts. All right, there we go. All right. Now, we need a pull tab, right? So here's my pull tab. Now, I'm going to put it down probably about halfway. Actually, I'm going to wait. Let's see. Do I want to wait? Let me see. All right. I'm going to make that. Yeah, I'm going to do about halfway. I'm just guessing at this point, guys, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and glue. Let's see. I'm going to glue the back side first. So I'm going about, go up just a little bit. I think it's about halfway. And actually, I'm going to go over. I don't think I messed it up. There's not enough glue there to do any harm. So let me straighten it up. It's not straight. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that. Doesn't need a whole lot. It's going to stay. And the bother's right on that top. Ah, it just went crooked. All right, there we go. And I just went off to the side. So it looks like a bookmark, just what I'm trying to create. All right, so we got that. We're done. So let's go ahead and put this together. And this is going to go at the bottom. So you've got the 1 score mark and then that 2nd score mark. And you want the part that opens up. It doesn't open up. You want here, you want it flush with that 2nd score line, and you want it flush at the bottom. And it's going to be hard to see, but this piece will stick out, and it should stick out 1/8 of an inch so that your measurement then is the card A2 card base, which is 4 1/4. So you just have to be mindful of that. So with that being flush at the bottom, then this piece is going to go up at the top, and it's going to be flush. Sorry, is it flush? Yeah, it's going to be, I had to think about the layout. It's going to be up against the card flap so that you're leaving a bit of a border, just like a book cover, right? Gives you that illusion, right? All right, so let me put that over there. Let's go ahead and glue this. And I'm going to glue it flat. And you don't want to go clear to the edge because that's the part that's going to stick out. So you want to make sure you leave it enough room, right? I think you guys can see what I just did. So, you know, a lot of times you want to get in the corners, but not on this one because it's going to be sticking out. And then I'm going to line it up, making it flush. Oops, it's crooked. Bring it down. And if you can pick it up, before it dries, you can kind of push down on it so then it's even at the bottom. And then just flip it over to make sure that it's even. It looks it. You may not be able to tell in the camera, but it looks even to me. And then go ahead and burnish. All right, so I'm going to flip it over so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so hopefully I don't mess you up. But you want to take this end, which is that straight edge. You want to bump it, make it flush here, right? And just bump it up against this card. All right, if it sticks out a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. But you want to make sure that you leave an edge here and here. I think that made sense, right? All right, so let's do that. Let's see, am I doing this? Yes. I had to think about if I was gonna slice it, but I'm not. So making it flush on the left and just bringing it over. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, I think we're done with the glue for just a little bit. Now we want to go ahead and punch out, cut out the circle. You know, kind of looks like the book, right? That you can see that edge. So I take my 3/4 inch circle punch. Let me find the middle, my pencil again. On my soccer video, I did not do my little tick mark, and it would have helped. So just find the center. Just eyeball it. Doesn't need to be perfect, right? And then you're gonna, I found that if you just open this flap, it was much easier. And just a little bit, just take off. There you go. It looks like a book. I think we're done with the hole punch. I keep calling it a hole punch, circle punch. All right, so now I want to stamp happy birthday. All right, and you want to center between the page here and here instead of the entire card, because we're going to add some embellishment. We're going to add some gold foil there. So I'm centering between here and here. And I'm going to use my Peaceful Pine. And this is a well-loved stamp, so hopefully it's not going to be blotchy. Should not be blotchy. Okay. So I'm going to eyeball it, actually. Do happy birthday. Perfect. I think the, oh bother, I probably did not, or yeah, I probably didn't have it seasoned. Okay, I think we are done with the ink, so I'm going to put that over there. All right, what do you think? I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right, so let's put some gold. And I did them long so that I could see and control better with my tweezers and not fumble. I think I'm just going to do I want to do 1 or 2? Ooh, let's do 2. All right. So these are extra long. I just find that when you're working with such small pieces, it just works out so much better. And you guys know with gold, well, really, I guess really any foil, if you get glue on the top, it will show. Which would be another reason why if you take your sander to rough it up, then nobody knows that there is glue there. All right, just even that up. Give that a second to dry. Takes a little bit for the foil, I think, to dry. And then I'll trim off the excess. So. But I'm super excited I got that Christmas card done, because I'm telling you, I'm going to put it away and I'm going to forget all about it. Not that I do squirrels, but I'm going to forget all about it. And then I'm going to pull it out with all my other Christmas stuff and like, oh my gosh, yes. I remembered. Does anybody else do that? I guess I know myself, right? All right, so let's trim off the excess. And actually, these are long enough that I can use them on another card. Get that out of the way. Ooh, I like it, like it, like it. Okay, so let's build this. And then they'll give me an opportunity to close. So let's see, we're done with that for now. All right, so, oh, I need my glue gun, not my glue gun, I need my glue again. So the stomp. This was a die. I really, at first, I didn't know what it was. And then I think it was Stampin' Up! Had a card, and it caught my eye. And I was like, oh, that's where that goes to. I actually thought it was the shadow. Let me go ahead and glue this in before I show it to you. Just line that up. There, it glues like this. I actually thought it was like a shadow. If like somebody was standing, you know, there was like your footprint shadow. That's what I thought it was. I was like, oh, well, okay. I can't close my glue bottle. All right, so here we go. So this is what I want to do. I want to put him there, and I don't care if it hangs over or not. I want him sitting like so. Oh, I don't like wasting, so I'm going to use him. I know he's cut off, but I can prop him back here, and you really not going to be able to see him that he's cut off. And then I want Pooh to be holding Honey, and then I want to put 2 jars like so. That's what I want to do. All right, so I'm just going to glue these flat, and let me go ahead and glue. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. His hand, the way his hand is, I want to take an X-Acto knife, and I want to just I want to cut out his paw, and I want to tuck in the jar. So let me do that now. Let's see, I'm going to use my glass mat. So bring over my X-Acto, and just, you might have to go over it a couple times, just go slow and steady if this is something you want to do. All right. I am pushing hard, but you might have to go over it a couple times. And this is a very sharp blade. I think I got it. All right, so you don't want to really bend it. Let's see, let's poke him out. There. All right, let me put this away before I cut myself. All right, so I want to tuck it in like so. Oh, he's cute! Just like that. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue just so it'll stay in place. So when you get this DSP and you start doing all the die cutting, something to think about is cutting, you know, part of the pieces like I'm doing here. And actually, I'm not even going to glue him down. I'm just going to give that 3D look. That's something that would be really cute to do. All right, so let's bring him over. So let's go ahead and put down the tree stump. And I'm doing things over at the edge because this is so pretty, just the softness of it, that I don't want to hide it 100%. That, you know, it is part of the whole scene of the card. So just glue him, and I'm good with him hanging over. All right, this is going to be the challenge, where I want to make sure he's hidden. So he's going to have to go down. And I'm okay if his tail's sticking out a little bit. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and glue him together. Let's see if I can hide him. There, he's hidden. Can't tell. I just couldn't throw out Eeyore. That just would have been wrong. All right, and then I'm going to put him there. Do that flat. You probably could do dimensional, but I'm just going to go ahead and glue these guys flat. him like so. And then his 2 honey jars. Come on. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it like that. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that. And you can still see the embossing. You can still make it out. Let's do that. Okay. We are almost done, guys. It might be a long video, but I think you're going to say it was well worth it. I hope you do anyways. All right, so now what we want is to put the gift card in here, and I just want to gauge where it's going to be. So I want this tab to be like a bookmark. So then all they would do is grab it and then pull it out. All right. So I want to line it up flush. And I've got plenty of room, right? If it goes down, it's not that big of a deal. Because you still got that tab. And you're not going to struggle because there's enough room. So I think I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'm going to put another, just because, now that we're talking. Hopefully, I don't mess it up. But I'm just going to put it right over it. Make it just a little bit thicker. We're going to see. This will either be the yes, I recommend, or I do not recommend you do this. So let me put this back. And I've got this flush, right? So I know I got plenty of room. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this. I'm going to go ahead and close it up. All right. So let's pull the bottom one first. Maybe it's coming up. You know, sometimes these double-sided things just don't like me. It's because I don't use them enough. I don't give them the love like I do my glue. There we go. All right, I'm going in. I'm closing. All right, and then I would use your bone folder just to give it a good press. All right. Oh my gosh, it's stinking cute. All right. So there we go. And it comes out. Voila. And then plenty. Oh, there we go, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Do you love it? Do you love it like I do? I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you do. All right. Different looks. Same style. You know, I gotta bring out my soccer one before I give it to my grandson. And then my Christmas one. So there we go. The new measurements, I do like them. I think probably maybe a little bit better. Not because I did it, but I need more card. I need more card room, and I think this does it. And then making it a gift card, I think it's a great idea. All right, guys. I don't know what is happening else in May, but I hope you guys take advantage of Winnie the Pooh here, sweet old friends, and just grab it. And I hope you guys start making up these book fronts because they are a total blast. And I'm having so much fun with it. So, you guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And more importantly, leave me a comment what you guys think. Even if you tell me if you like my Christmas card idea. But leave me a comment. I certainly will appreciate it. And as always, happy stamping to y'all and have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.